It's live,
Alive!
and late breaking.
We're on our way to a pursuit right now.
But is TV news legitimate during this month known as Sweeps? Go behind the scenes of a television newsroom as it plays the ratings game.
What the hell is going on?
On investigative reports, hype and glory. Sweeps Month.
For November 2nd, 2000, this is Investigative Reports.
Ever wonder why blockbuster movies, series cliffhangers, and special reports suddenly show up on television all at once? It is no accident. It is Sweeps Month. It means that TV audiences are measured and advertising rates are set for the months to come. In fact, this is the first day of November Sweeps. With 10 million television viewers, Los Angeles is the second largest news market in the country. Here, 8 TV stations wage a cutthroat battle for stories, scoops, and ratings. Investigative Reports went behind the cameras and inside the newsroom of independent station KCAL 9 for 20 frenzied days in May. In the struggle between news and entertainment, how much news is left?
Let's go to see from the top.
No, from there. Come on, do it! I'm right in front of you, mother. Come on! Come on! I'm not here to fight you.
When KCAL investigative reporter David Goldstein conducted an undercover sting against a towing company, the owner got hot, and ratings got hotter.
What's your name? My name is Toll. You said it. Do I know who you are? Because you ought to.
I think this is one of the better ones we've done, definitely. Yeah. Definitely. I mean, it was great television. The guy was really upset. That always makes for great TV. It gets people to watch the story.
Are you Ace Towing? With me.
The story worked out well for Sweeps because the undercover worked. There's a lot more pressure during Sweeps to get the stories on. You want everything perfect.
Goldstein's ratings bonanza would be a plus any time of the year. But it's the ultimate goal of the 20 days in May known as Sweeps.
Larry's checking out a boat rescue too in Long Beach.
Ooh. 3 months a year, America's television viewing patterns are put under microscopic scrutiny by the Nielsen Company. Newsrooms like Los Angeles independent station KCAL 9 call this hectic period the book, for the ratings paperwork that piles up and critically determines a show's advertising rates until the next book begins.
It's not going to be pretty.
From the point of view from the station, this is a business, and the number of viewers translate to advertising dollars. So the rating period is very important for the station. It is very important to the sales department.
And the secret is out. Fans of Victoria's Secret get to see their favorite models strut their stuff in cyberspace.
Outspoken industry columnist Howard Rosenberg has been with the LA Times for over 20 years and has sharply criticized local news.
You know, it's like taking a crazy person and then giving him speed on top of it. That's what you get during Sweeps. And if you are informed as a result, consider yourself lucky.
But 9 o'clock holds up pretty good against Millionaire, doesn't it?
Not that night, it didn't.
If you're an independent in the #2 market, and you're doing news in prime time, the competition is unbelievable. When you're in a book, it's tougher to put out a news product that is competitive with something like Who Wants to Be a Millionaire. I mean, it's just a task. It's an unbelievable task.
It is day 3 of the May book, and KCAL 9 is desperately trying to hold on to their second-place ranking. Their 3 key competitors are stations with 10 o'clock newscasts, but with news shows at 8, 9, and 10, KCAL must also draw viewers away from network programs. At the daily afternoon meeting, the nightside producers and staff strategize.
We're avoiding this whole ABC thing. Can we at least have a conversation about it before we assume we can't touch it?
A contract dispute between Time Warner and Disney ABC has left many of LA's cable viewers without an ABC broadcast. KABC is one of the top-rated newscasts in Los Angeles and home to the hit game show Who Wants to Be a Millionaire?
To go into that is just bringing attention to that station.
With only a few hours till airtime, KCAL can't decide whether or not to cover news that would promote a competing station.
But if you look at it as a bigger story, what the cable industry is doing, sort of strong arm, it affects a lot of people. Because there's this pissing match over their heads with some big companies.
And it's just setting a precedent that a cable company can do whatever they want.
Consumer Affairs reporter Alan Mendelson has been researching the story.
I've been doing the story since 6 o'clock this morning. I mean, I have the content. I don't know if I can round these people up. Hi, it's Alan Mendelson from Channel 9 News.
In terms of whether or not it's a real story, yes, it's a real story. Are you avoiding the story because you don't want the competition to have an additional, plug of publicity? Yes. Is that a good news judgment call? No.
Actually, it's your decision not to carry the signal, correct?
No, that's not correct.
As Mendelson finishes in the field, KCAL entertainment reporter Kerry Berglund is hurrying to leave the newsroom.
You like gladiator movies?
Berglund recently screened the summer blockbuster Gladiator. Now he's off to its Tinseltown premiere to schmooze the stars and bring home high ratings for Sweeps.
Yeah. This is the best job you can have in L.A. And this is the town's industry. And it's fun. I mean, come on. How mindless is this?
We're right in the midst of Hollywood. There's no way that we could not be covering entertainment.
Awesome movie.
Cheers, Michael.
Just loved it.
Thanks.
Just loved it.
Kerry and crew will feed the celebrity interviews back to the station, then wait for broadcast so Kerry can introduce the piece live from the field.
My work here is done for another 10 minutes.
Back at the newsroom, Alan Mendelson and producer Matt Callinger are gearing up for the first of 3 evening news broadcasts.
The main thing that I do for 8 o'clock is to try to spread it out to where I have an important story in every single part of my newscast. Because the shows are all back to back to back, they can't be the same. Obviously, all the producers want all the best stories.
In Canyon Country, Cloris Ramos can't watch Channel 7 or ABC Network Television. This story certainly could be the lead story for one of our newscasts. It's that big.
Mendelson races to make the 8 p.m. deadline before getting his final time slot.
Okay, my package is only running at 9 o'clock.
By contrast, Berglund's Gladiator story runs at 8, 9, and 10 p.m.
Right over my shoulder there, the star of Gladiator, Russell Crowe, there with the director of The Insider, Michael Mann, both patting each other on the back because this movie is going to be a huge hit. We are live in Beverly Hills at the party. I'm Kerry Berglund. Back to you.
The next day, the KCAL staff gets good news on the daily ratings. TV ratings are measured every 15 minutes of the show. And KCAL's numbers had stayed strong throughout each hourly newscast, including the 8 p.m. broadcast against Who Wants to Be a Millionaire.
You can't ask for more than that. You really can't. I just hope we keep it up.
Tonight, the playoff game for the Lakers means they will only have to prepare one broadcast, and they'll start that show with a powerful ratings lead-in.
If there's still sports fans, I want them to see a sports face before they see a news article, without jeopardizing the accounting of the newscast. It's day 4 of 20 Days in a Book. It may be the most important day that we'll get.
Right now, the only thing missing is news.
Bus hearing. What is this? Brush fire was bad. It was weak. It was just smoke.
Things look grim until a break in a local cop killer case sends 2 KCAL crews out to cover this major crime story. One of the suspects has been shot, and police are combing South Central Los Angeles for others.
There's cars going through the alley, so we need all the units of plumber to move up.
It's the stuff that Sweeps are made of.
As horrible as it sounds, we pray for this stuff sometimes. Sometimes we hope for breaking news. We do the breaking news dance, hoping something happens and hoping it happens close to where you are so you can be the first person on it.
9 Base to Sky 9. I think you guys should go to Long Beach, get fuel, and then head back over to get over this thing.
Basically, an assignment editor is kind of the glue that holds everything together. Someone that really needs to take charge of breaking news, be able to utilize your people most effectively, and put them in a position to succeed.
Hey, Mary, I'm in front of the Wiener Schnitzel on Rosecrans.
So Lena's got like the cherry spot on her. I mean, she's right in there.
Reporter Sandra Mitchell is assigned to the principal scene.
Who wants to break the news to Sandra that...
But when backup reporter Lena Wynn accidentally drives into the suspect chase, the day's biggest story becomes hers.
It's the brakes. I mean, so Sandra becomes breaker patrol.
We had the best spot, we had the best video. Everyone wants to get the job done, and I don't know how she feels right now, but as a reporter, you always want to be the lead story.
Yeah, what's up, Sandra?
As Lena's team holds their ground, news breaks in Sandra Mitchell's camp.
Okay, and what city are we talking here? The cop fired that?
Matt then relays the scoop to Sky 9 pilot Larry Welk. KCAL has only one news chopper and covers 4 of the largest counties in the nation.
Sanders hearing that when they exchanged gunfire with these suspects, that Long Beach PD might have shot a 12-year-old on accident. Head over to that location and shoot that.
With only minutes until airtime, KCAL's nightside staff shifts into adrenaline mode. One night of stellar ratings could dramatically impact their 20-day average for sweeps.
Now she's only doing this kid that got shot, and you're doing the whole ball of wax.
Sometimes you feel funny putting your makeup on when you're like at the scene of a murder, and I always hope, God, I hope no one's watching me. Because if you look really bad, it kind of distracts the viewer from the story, because then they're like, oh, look how bad she looks.
Okay, here we got more people. There were 2 males, a female, and 2 children believed to be in that house.
So Armando said he's right there where the second suspect might be coming out. They should have the money shot. Yeah, good catch on that, Scannon. Very good catch. I think our ground crew might have gotten a couple shots at these people, too.
The suspects we just brought out. So we kind of just stand by and wait till either someone sees me or I see myself on TV and start talking.
So then you're coming out of this package.
When an extended commercial break after the game kills the live shot, 10 p.m. producer Paul Wernick rallies to save the story.
B01 for B11 dead. And we're killing the entire block. Break 3 is dead now. Break 3. All right. 5, 4. Here's a new promo.
7 on KCAL
1. And fit a 3Q. Music.
This is KCAL 9 News at 10 o'clock. I'm Alan Massengale. You just saw it here moments ago. The Lakers and the Sacramento Kings going to Game 5.
Stand by. You're about 2 minutes out, Larry. About 2 minutes out.
Go.
We begin, though, tonight first, though, with a major break and breaking news in the killing of a Long Beach police officer.
And a 12-year-old boy caught in the crossfire. Arlene Wynn begins our team coverage live from Compton. Dana?
Yeah, Pat, that situation has just ended for a time.
Where's Sandra?
Police officer over the weekend.
Sandra, you hear me okay?
Continuation of the investigation.
No, that's wrong.
Mitchell has more on that story. Sandra?
For protective reasons, police have asked us not to say where we are. But we can tell you, this is the street where a 12-year-old boy, an innocent bystander, was shot and wounded. Officers shooting at suspects, and neighbors apparently cowering.
And more breaking news right now out of Compton.
Larry Wolf, live on 11 Sky 9 with the latest. Larry?
Well, Terry, the command post at right here at Long Beach Boulevard.
Get them out of this.
Suspects that might be in that house. But police are confident at this point that they have the 2 suspects. That's the situation live over Compton. I'm Larry Wells. Back to you in the studio, Terry.
Sorry, you guys. Show's over. I don't know how much of it is I did my job, or, boy, I was just lucky. Boy, but you feel so good that you were there, you got it, no one else did.
KCAL's battling crews have netted 2 major scoops for the 10 p.m. broadcast.
The scoop is really what you do the job for. So it definitely helps for a sweeps type of thing.
We're done. Great job, everybody. Nice show. It's the sexiest story we have tonight.
Man, you want to do it?
I've heard no sex stories from him.
Under the pressure of sweeps, KCAL must strategically balance their stories to keep viewer attention. On day 5, they plot to recapture their 8 p.m. ratings after being toppled once again by opposing network programming.
I guess I'm a little focused on how I could get my kick tonight. I think our product's been fine, but we're up against Millionaire, which we keep talking about, we can't ignore. The numbers they're pulling are more than Super Bowl numbers, and that's insane.
The 2 o'clock newscast featured a guaranteed eye-grabber, a celebrity chimp. But the evening broadcasts are still under pressure and understaffed.
This has got to stop out there. Definitely got to stop. There's always so much pressure at the assignment desk in general. We get our asses kicked on something. And I think sweeps just kind of makes it ascend a little bit higher. Okay, I need you to shoot something with Sandra
Mitchell.
When you watch the news at night, you go, and you kind of hold your breath. I hope I didn't miss anything.
The assignment desk soon realizes its worst fear when a rival broadcast scoops them on a story about a child found dead in a sandbox.
In Paris, that's why he wasn't doing this robbery.
They were unable to restart the breathing. At one point, I understand they got hard breathing. A young 5-year-old died of apparent natural causes here at El Potrero Elementary School. I'm reporting live from Moreno Valley.
Died in a sandbox. When everyone in the newsroom sees a child dead, Moreno Valley, and we know nothing about it, the first reaction is, wow, we have a reporter out there. Why didn't we know about this?
Rushing to make the evening airtime, reporter Laura McLaughlin is assigned to the story, which is an 85-mile drive away. In this sprawling metropolitan area, that's not uncommon.
There are so many areas, 13 million people in the viewing area, that we travel a long way to get our stories. In other markets, it's so far that it would probably be another market.
I'm the lead in 2 hours, and we're not even there yet, and I still have nothing. You know what I mean? Can we ask?
Arriving at sunset, Laura is relieved to discover that the janitor is still there.
Yeah, but I really missed everything too, so I don't really know what
Come over this way. Well, no, nobody knows what happened in detail. It's not foul play, though. They said it's not suspicious.
It's hard not to have it affect you.
Was there any concern that maybe she fell off the monkey bars or anything like that?
Because as you see that story and you look at that sandbox, you're like, oh my God, there but for the grace of God go I, or my little girl.
Unfortunately, the janitor doesn't have any new information about the tragedy.
Thank you so much, Kenny. Thank you. Let's get a cutaway real quick. Just stand right where you are, hon. I've got 45 minutes to make something happen here, and if I have to tap dance, clog, or twirl my baton, we will. But I'm hoping we've got a story. The school nurse was called out here. She rendered CPR, and the little girl was still lifeless. The good news is we have a janitor, and I guarantee you nobody else has the janitor.
KCAL 9 News at 8.
A mysterious death at a school in the Moreno Valley.
With news of an interview no other station has, KCAL decides to broadcast live from the scene.
Riverside community of Moreno Valley. Our Laura McLaughlin is live in Moreno Valley with more. Laura?
Well, Pat, what a terrifying day it's been out here at this elementary school.
We're the only station that committed to that story live. I was shocked, and I thought that was a huge call by our desk.
I have a little girl who's in 2nd grade. There are nights I don't want her to see the reports I'm doing. But like tonight, I didn't tell her to turn on the TV tonight.
Good morning.
The next day, KCAL News Director Dennis Herzig wonders if anyone turned on the television last night.
Is it KCBS got a 1.9 at 11 o'clock? Oh my God. However, it wasn't a stellar night for us either. Who Wants to Be a Millionaire right now is a monster. I hope somebody's winning a lot of money.
You don't want to be the first person to verbalize, man, we can't afford another night like last night. Sales just thinking about it because they want a good number so they can go out and sell and keep the station afloat.
I have double strength abs.
Okay, good.
For day 9 of Sweeps, KCAL is counting on the newsworthiness of celebrities by featuring the star-studded Blockbuster Awards.
This is glamour, ain't it? Standing around, what is it, 90 degrees in the sun for 2 hours, waiting for 5 people to go by or talking to you.
Throughout the history of television news, there was this enormous tug of war between the powers of news and the powers of entertainment. And that tug of war no longer exists because entertainment won a long time ago.
Ben Affleck is back east, I think. Richard Gere, I've never seen at one of these things. It could be I'm the biggest name here. Then we're in trouble. Can we talk?
Are you in the recording studio right now? No, I'm at the Blockbuster. No, I mean, are you in the recording studio?
This is far worse than I expected. After you've done the Oscars for several years and you've done the Emmys for several years, you kind of have to remind yourself how lucky you are to be there. Cut 4. That's right, 98 degrees.
Back in the news van, Berglund records voiceovers for the tape segments he'll introduce from the field.
But the great question remains, what if you threw an award show and nobody came? Can we say that on TV?
by about 30 hours.
We tried to figure out tonight just who comes to the Blockbuster Awards and why, and we boiled it down to 2 reasons tonight. Number 1, because these awards are voted on by the fans, and number 2, oh yeah, it's those overdue videos. We are live here at the Shrine Auditorium. Back to you in the studio. Carrie, Pat?
Well, we certainly have some blockbuster weather. And I was wondering how much longer
we're clear. Hey, it's about time.
Halfway through sweeps, staff morale is low, and ratings are lower. Jobs are on the line as the primetime ratings drop KCAL from number 2 to number 3 against their 3 key competitors in the May book.
It's a stressful one. We're about 2 weeks into ratings now. The numbers are really starting to mean something. No matter how much you don't think it's you, it's hard not to look at it very seriously and get depressed if your ratings are really bad every night. When you're affected on a daily basis, and every time you walk in the door, those numbers are there staring at your face. It's pretty tough.
Mills, which was, I think, was a...
In the spring of 2000, the broadcast networks were striking it rich with game shows and reality programming. For KCAL 9, the struggle to stay in the ratings race meant finding newer, hotter stories. Halfway through sweeps, the newsroom is forced to go to extremes, from covering raging forest fires to a steamy feature on a local roller coaster.
Last night, 8 o'clock took a hit again, but we're 4/10 or 5/10 of a rating point from where we were a year ago. So we can, we can do this. About halfway through, you have a pretty good sense of where the book stands. You're 10 of 20 days, and I could sense that we were in for a real battle.
It is week 3 of a difficult sweeps period, and a controlled forest burn has set Los Alamos, New Mexico, ablaze.
I think it's far enough away. Even if you had a reporter finding it, it's obvious that reporter is nowhere near it.
After much debate, KCAL 9 crosses their local news parameters to cover a breaking story over 600 miles away.
Did he already have a flight set up?
LA has had its share of brush fires, obviously, so everyone here can relate to it. So it's a kind of story that just fits this market.
Live at the top of the noon, the 2, the 3:30, the 8, the 9, and the 10. It's a good story. It's good pictures. And who knows, this may be the closest thing we have to a good, kick-ass breaking news story. So what the heck, why not do it? 53.
In the editing bay, Specials producer Kim Cornell cuts together a special assignment piece. The story perfect for sweeps, but one that appears to be far from hard news.
It was great. My hair's all messed up, but it was worth it.
Roller coasters and sex for sweeps. This is a true study. How when you go on roller coasters, it's the same endorphins being released while you're about to have an orgasm.
I'm blaming this on you if they tell me it's too sexy, Franco.
Oh, hey, don't blame me if it's too sexy.
I think sometimes we tend to appeal to some really base instincts. Sex, tragedy, sex and tragedy. I mean, I can't think of anything else that, hey, those are the makings of a good sweeps piece.
17? Hot damn, that means we got it. Okay.
Day 11. It is nearing the noon broadcast, and KCAL is racing toward Bob Donnelly's first live report from Los Alamos, which has now become breaking national news.
The fight against an out-of-control wildfire hits another obstacle. Strong winds that are fanning the fire through a New Mexico town.
As Bob Donnelly becomes the first LA reporter on the scene, the triumphant staff gathers around the monitors to celebrate a perfect sweeps moment.
Breaking news, we hopped on it, we own the story.
Good work. Thank you. We have to make sure in every toss to Bob Donnelly, you say, our Bob Donnelly was the first LA reporter on the scene. He joins us now live. Bingo.
With both sex and tragedy set to lead all 3 p.m. newscasts, KCAL prepares for what could be the high ratings night that saves the book.
We are at Magic Mountain, and we're here for our live shots tonight to run into our special sweeps package on roller coasters and sex.
When you ride a roller coaster, do you get a little...
We said that.
Yeah.
Oh, please.
Frisky?
No.
But as airtime nears, at Magic Mountain, the roller coaster is having second thoughts.
right, different coffees already.
Roller coaster's all rigged with cameras and ready to rock and roll. So it's 6:30, and we go on the air at 8. So we have an hour and a half to see if they get it fixed.
We got till 9 after. Are you going to make that?
See, this is why we're live, local, and late breaking at KCAL 9. There's no doubt about it. Right now, we're down to the wire. We're still not ready to go, but I guarantee you by 8:09, we will be ready. It'll happen. It's going to happen.
Yeah, it might be there.
We have this wonderful technology. What do we do with it? We drive it into the ground. We do things because we can do them. We go live because we can go live.
Is anybody going to ride with her?
I would like to.
Okay, I'm going to mount it for...
A guy would be good too, since we are talking about...
Okay, well, we got to find somebody to sit in there.
Minutes before the 8 p.m. broadcast, the producers and crew in the field are confident they have a tightly knit show. But in the control room, things soon unravel.
We have team coverage tonight, beginning with our Bob Donnelly, the first Los Angeles reporter, live on the scene in New Mexico. Bob?
Jerry, I don't know if you can tell it by this picture right now, but
The signal, we're like losing the signal. We're losing.
Bob Donnelly's shot out of New Mexico was marginal because of the wind. That's not the end of the world. But then we had problems with tapes. We had wrong tapes.
What's going on in playback?
In other news tonight, some tense moments for two boaters near Long Beach.
This is the wrong video. We're in the wrong video.
They were called in and towed the boat back to land.
We have no Laura.
Santa Monica, well, they...
Tell them, Matt.
Things become more complicated when the signal from the amusement park is lost.
We lost you. All we see is bars. You went away like right before we went to you. Do you think the battery went dead?
Take two.
High winds next.
High winds are next.
All right, we've got a high wind story to tell you about. If you were outside, you felt it. Dangerous winds blowing through the Southland.
Is the other mic up and running? Wireless?
I don't know. Oh, you okay, Brian?
Yeah. Okay.
1, 2, 3, I don't know.
Is the camera all right?
Yeah.
Let's hope so.
Can you get through the wireless? Nobody hear the wireless. Wireless, wireless, wireless.
Although one of Laura's teases has been canceled, the problem is fixed for her next live shot.
One more tip for you. They actually tell us the men actually get a little bit more sexually aroused than the women do. So, you know, maybe it's me. I'd probably go home with a headache tonight. But anyway, we'll get back to you.
The KCAL team is sure things are under control for the 9 p.m. broadcast.
The 9 o'clock was clean. We were doing fine until we got to the roller coaster story. At the very end, her mic died. That's what happens when you try and do crazy things on live TV. Sometimes it craps out. But it'd be nice if the 10 o'clock worked. That would be a good way to end the day.
Now, live, local, late breaking. This is KCAL 9 News at 10.
How are you guys back there?
Good.
We're going to turn around and ask if everybody's sexually excited afterwards, so just be prepared.
What if we just showed you?
The ratings would just be, woo!
Just like the two previous shows, only minutes in, the 10 p.m. broadcast is plagued with technical problems.
Came here to kind of put a face on people who know what they're feeling in New Mexico tonight.
You don't have his package. This isn't his package. Coming back to you. Whoa. Was there no sound there, Eric?
Square foot house.
I feel like crying for them.
Sympathy with 44 is dead.
844 is dead.
I think someone should come to their aid.
Then it's time for Laura to give her roller coaster report. It's the 8th time tonight that she has been on the air live.
Okay, is everybody ready? Yeah. All right, let's go. Woo!
You know, we're so much closer to it than people at home. And in 3 hours of news, 5 days a week, no glitches, how realistic is that? Book or no book? I think this is exciting TV.
Nice job, Mark.
Despite their difficulties behind the scenes, the story strategy is working. By the end of week 3, sex and tragedy are selling. KCAL is back in second place.
A drink, definitely first. I need some Advil. Okay.
was the worst because we had to just play it straight. Be glad when May 24th gets here.
With 8 days left to go in the book, the staff is getting tired. For all of them, it's becoming more difficult to balance the growing demands of sweeps with its diminishing rewards.
I look forward to food. So you got to eat whenever you can and whenever you have time.
The long hours also put a strain on family life.
I tell you what hurts is some days you're at home and you'll go, Aviella, you in there? And she'll say, yes, Maria, which is my nanny's name. Jeez. Does that ever happen with Anna?
Yeah, my son calls me Anna, which makes absolutely no sense. I know he understands the concept of gender, and he still calls me Anna.
Hello. How are you?
It is 8 a.m., and KCAL News Director Dennis Herzig is getting his morning ratings call on last night's newscasts. The results are neither good nor surprising. The 8 p.m. show has taken another hit.
It's that last quarter hour again. I was hoping we'd do better at 8 o'clock. That's where the battle is. And the days are counting down, so we'll see what happens.
Oh, man.
It is day 16, and Los Angeles comes through with an alarming wave of crime.
Hey, Larry, I need you to check something else out. Let's go over to Manchester and Maine, McDonald's parking lot. Somebody's been shot and killed there a little while ago. Let's check that out.
We got a good-sized bucket already, and we haven't even said a word. God. We got Axel. We got Kennedy. We got Hearst. We have Missing Girl. We have Explosion/Fire/Meth Lab. We have McDonald's shooting. And we have
4 reporters.
Athlete killed.
A shooting here in the McDonald's parking lot where the victim was transported and the suspect is still alive. Reporting live over South Central LA from where we went to scan out. Back to you in the studio.
Beautiful.
News Director Dennis Herzig knows he can't rely on news alone to fill the rest of the book.
That's leaving it to fate rather than taking control. And that is why we produce promotable series during the rating period.
KCAL tries to revive its successful tow truck sting.
And get him to try to explain what all the other charges are for.
But their earlier target has learned his lesson.
No rip-off today, I bet.
Is that what he said? No rip-off today, lady?
I mean, it's a good thing. It's a good thing they're not ripping people off anymore. It's a good thing for the public, but in terms of the story.
Okay, we got the American flag in the background. I can pan off that. Totally. Jerry right here.
In yet another sweep stunt, veteran news anchor Jerry Dunphy heads out into the field to cover the restored Space Shuttle Columbia. It is his first live shot in 16 years.
The last one I did, they said Frank Sinatra is getting the highest award that the Italian government gives.
Paris is kind of a tough little hatch to get through.
We do interesting things in sweeps, but there's usually a touch of tawdry, explicitly speaking. Nothing's perfect, but I'd like to make it a little better than it is. No, I'd like to make it a lot better than it is.
Ball police believe it was gang gunfire that took the life of a 17-year-old boy in South Los Angeles.
The 8 p.m. broadcast is a mix of the new surge of violence and an old pro in the field.
It's a joint venture with the Russians. There's even a cosmonaut on board. We're all too closely. We'll be back with more.
Jerry, we can all tell you enjoyed. Thanks, Jerry. You're clear. Thank you very much. Good job.
By the 10 p.m. news, Dunphy has hit all his live shots, and the Space Shuttle story is a success.
And it will be taking off because of the fine talents of the people who worked here at Boeing in Palmdale. We're all looking and watching very closely.
Great job, JD.
So what do you think? Another live shot in another 16 years, something like that? Thank you, everybody.
The next morning, the staff celebrates Dunphy's good work, and Matt Callinger finally earns stellar ratings for the ailing 8 o'clock news.
I feel better now.
From our show wrestling?
Last night he did blotter stories. He did crime, and he did accidents, and he did fire, and he did disaster, and he did, all of the scum of the earth options that were available between 8:45 and 9 o'clock, and had the largest number of the book.
Hi. I'm your victim.
To build on the momentum, the next day's prime assignment features reporter Mia Lee jumping out of a plane.
I have carefully read this agreement and release of liability. I fully understand its content and sign it of my own free will.
The story will air next week, if Mia survives.
I used to get all, the sex-oriented pieces a lot. And I think we all collectively said, you know what, this is not such a good thing because I'm getting a little, pigeonholed. Just step out right now? Okay, let's do that again. That didn't feel really good to me. The skydiving story is an interesting story because it was sort of an offshoot of the bikini story. I said, I'm not comfortable doing it. There's no story here. There's no reason for me to be doing this. Why can't I jump out of a plane or something? And then one of the producers said, okay.
Where are they?
Straight up. They decided to do this story for Sweeps because it's great video. And it's something that a lot of people could be interested in just by the pictures alone.
Nice job! I don't feel bad about asking Mia Lee if she's interested in, doing some skydiving, because somewhere between the first and the end of that newscast where I've told everybody 5 people are dead, 4 people are sick, something blew up, something might blow up. You have no money in your pocket. Life really sucks. There's still some fun stuff. Look at Mia. Laugh with her.
Skydiving or sex, Mia? It's right up there.
This is sweet. We haven't given up on Maine. We haven't put up the white flag yet. I would hate to stand here and say I wish something tragic would happen, but tragic things happen. And just watching the numbers every day, I see that we're not doing so hot. We need news. We need news.
Whew. Can local news maintain ratings without sacrificing quality? You tell us at ANE.com.
Aviel! Hey, are you out of the bathtub?
It is the final week of 20 long and difficult days. A tired KCAL staff is looking forward to the end of Sweeps.
I love you.
Love you too.
I love you more.
I love you more.
Okay, bye.
Bye-bye.
I should be at home watching Kenan and Kel and reading a Barbie book, for God's sake. Hell with this damn book. All right, now I'm mad. I'm not taking it anymore. Somebody's going to get it. It's almost day 20. It's almost over. But it's never over until it's over. I'm telling you. Who knows? You could have a chase. You could have a crash. You could have a new discovery out there in the medical world. There could be a big, huge story that could change this.
On day 18, the story hits close to home. A local reporter is nearly killed when her news van ignites, with tragedy striking one of their own. It's a struggle for KCAL to plan the day's news.
Man, I'm just blown away by this whole Trump situation.
Beyond covering what happened, the staff must explain how it happened without indicting another station's crew.
Like you said, we certainly don't want to slam anybody. We don't want to say we would have done this, we wouldn't have done that. Let's keep it sanitized and extremely generic. The story will answer this question. What exactly the process is of getting a story on television that involves that thing everybody's making reference to that's called the mask? And what if you had an opportunity to just show that this woman who's in the burn center right now, what she did every day that everybody takes for granted, is not necessarily a simple, easy, throwaway kind of thing. You can almost build it into a little tribute to what the woman does every day and what she's done for the last 30 years in this awful accident happened.
As the staff watches the grim broadcasts, their jobs and the book are put into a new perspective.
Oh my God, that was scary. I heard that this morning.
Adrian right now is on a respirator, will require multiple surgeries, and in critical condition again. That is all from here reporting live.
Sometimes we get so caught up in getting the story that we forget that maybe a mother just lost a child. So, I'm sorry. We think a lot. Not only about what Adrian's going through, but what her family's going through now. Because she is one of us. And it makes us all realize, when we're out there, that it is just a news story. And when it's all said and done,
putting anyone's life at risk. It's not worth it. Because tomorrow, they won't even remember what you did the day before.
For reporter Mia Lee, the story is a bittersweet opportunity to shift from sexy sweep stories to hard news.
Now I do have the long hair and I do have the shorter skirts. But I think now people know that I can still give you an accurate story.
As the pictures unfold, even the anchors find it hard to remain objective.
You are watching more than 34,000 volts of electricity explode between high-tension wires and the microwave dish atop the mast of a Channel 7 news van. She was treated for third-degree burns over more than 25% of her body. Wow.
Jesus. The next morning, there's more bad news about the book's most difficult broadcast. The ratings started strong, but once again, they inexplicably fell. It is day 19 of 20, and KCAL's news bucket is empty.
We've got Liz and Hugh. The only thing is that it's inconclusive.
You and visit Madame Divine and go to the corner.
In the absence of breaking stories, Sky9 helicopter pilot Larry Welk takes to the sky to look for news. He's just in time for the call KCAL has been waiting for the entire book. A car chase has begun on a Los Angeles freeway.
I'm flying again. I got to take off.
LA viewers certainly like action. They may not admit it. They may call and complain to us, but as we know, those numbers are enormous the next day because they're watching.
We are over Santa Ana. It's going south along the 5 through San Juan Capistrano.
We make a joke when sweeps come up, saying, okay, you know, we got to pay off the high-speed pursuit guys.
I'm Larry Welcome, Sky9 Live. Stick with us. If you can believe it, we're on our way to a pursuit right now in Orange County.
We're teasing the pursuit.
Working it.
Anybody else have a set? At his girlfriend's apartment.
Not yet.
He testified at the trial that Rodarte threatened to kill him and her boyfriend.
This is waiting is abusive.
It couldn't be further. He is so far out there now. We're trying to catch up. I estimate 5 minutes. 5 minutes.
Unfortunately for KCAL, the waiting and the chase are soon over.
He hit a dead end right on the beach here in San Clemente. Taken into custody there in the driveway. Nobody hurt here. Code 4. It's all over.
All this flying and no payoff.
Well, at least nobody got it.
Yeah.
Say no more.
We almost had one. We almost had one. Oh, man, what a commentary. What a sad commentary that we're sitting here hoping for.
The metaphor for the entire book.
The chase that almost happened.
That's right.
It is May 24th, day 20, the last day of sweeps. For final impact, the producers want all of tonight's prime assignments to air live, including Mia Lee's skydiving piece.
Sometimes when you see that live banner, it conveys a sense of urgency, a sense of, whoa, stop everything in the living room, turn up the TV, something's happening, we better watch.
Reporting live from Los Alamos, New Mexico, I'm Bob Dolly.
Our Andre Morrow is live at the Grossman Burn Center.
We're live in Altadena. I'm Dave Clark.
Sometimes we go live just for the sake of going live.
I'm Mia Lee live in Burbank, and that's really the point. I'm alive. But how close did I come to dying? We will show you coming up in a live report.
It was a rough book. I mean, it really was. I think it's probably the worst book that we've had since I've been an EP.
We're live tonight. We're alive tonight. From Burbank, I'm Mia Lee. Back to you.
Well, that's exciting. Thanks for that, Mia.
The May book is finally closed.
If that wasn't a sweet squeeze, I don't know what was. We think we are journalists, and we are. But then every time a sweeps period comes around, you are reminded in a not so nice way that it kind of is about the bottom line.
I think back to the news that I used to do when the ratings came second and sweeps were not the ultimate. And whatever had been allowed in the past, there's less substance, more fluff, so much hype that sometimes you feel like you're drowning in it.
My parents stop watching news during sweeps because they just think it's hilarious that, and I'm their son, and they're supposed to watch my show every night.
If we do a good job at telling people the news of the day, people will respect us. And right now, people don't respect television news very much. And I don't blame them.
The price of having a free media is having a media that screws up. How are you going to curb that? To have the government censor us? No, it has to come from within. And the only way it will come from within, I'm convinced, is for the public to put pressure on the media. And it doesn't appear likely to happen as we sit here today.
KCAL ultimately placed third in the May book against their three key competitors. But news director Dennis Herzig can't afford to dwell on the sweeps behind him. The next ratings period is just months away.
You start planning for the next go-around. And who knows, market conditions may change a little bit. Will Millionaire be as strong in November as it was in May?
Thank you very much, you guys. Happy end of sweeps. It's over.
The disappointing May book has had a lasting effect at KCAL. As reality shows and sensational programming continue to flood the airwaves, the station plans a back-to-the-basics approach, more hard-nosed and fewer features. Of course, some industry insiders have long argued that television, and certainly the news, shouldn't be about numbers at all. Maybe. But for now, during 20 days, each February, May, and November, those noble sentiments take a temporary backseat to the hype and glory that is sweeps. I'm Bill Curtis. Thanks for watching Investigative Reports here on A&E.